folks, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben and I'm a photographer and videographer based in North Wales. So back in January this year, I decided to give myself the stupid idea of shooting, editing and posting an image every single day to my Instagram account. Surprisingly, I've not yet failed. We are now on day 154, I think, which means that I've completed month 5, May of 2021. So in this video, I'm going to show you the images, and then at the end, I'm going to go through a couple of my favourites and try and explain why. So here we go. So there we go. Those are my daily images from May 2021. Do let me know which ones you like in the comments down below. Personally, a few of my favourites from the last month. First one has to be this shot of the moon. This was shot handheld on the A7R4 with the 70-200 f4 at, I think, f5.6. The original image is the wider shot, obviously, but then I took advantage of the ridiculous amount of megapixels on the R4, so I cropped in again to show a bit more detail in the moon. And honestly, for a handheld shot on just a 200mm lens, I was quite surprised in the amount of detail you could actually see in the surface of the moon. I've never really shot the moon very much before. When I have, I've tended to struggle quite a bit, but daytime shots when the sun is still out, it does seem to be a lot easier to do. But yeah, I quite like that image. Going back towards the start of the month, it was voting day here in North Wales for our local MPs and all that stuff, and it's a perfect excuse to go for a walk. I really haven't been going out walking very much around here, but the polling station is just over a couple of fields, so I went down the lanes and it was towards sunset. Some beautiful golden light around. Just took the X100 with me, and I'm very glad that I did. So this one here, for example, I love it personally. We've got a lovely golden light coming down the valley from the right hand side of the frame. I could not care less that the highlights are blown out. I think it really just shows how harsh that late sunlight was, and you just see it catching the tops of the hedges and the fields in the background. And I shot this quite wide open as well. I think it was about f2.8 on 35mm, but there's still that bit of depth of field in there. I'm also really happy with the composition in terms of the hedge in the foreground. Your eye will follow that from left to right, and then you have a diagonal going back up to the left where you'll see the first tree on the left hand side, and then you follow the hedge again to the tree on the right hand side, and then off into the distance of the valley as well. I'm really happy with that image. Now this shot I'm dead happy with. By this point it had been raining pretty much all day, really dark grey skies, and towards the end of the day, again, just a burst of sunlight from between the clouds, catching this big old horse chestnut tree behind the house really nicely against that really dark cloud in the background. You can see a couple of lighter patches in the cloud. I don't think that takes away anything from the image, but I love the gradients that you can see. Obviously the sun's quite low down in the sky, and you can see the gradients of where it's catching the tree on the left hand side, and the trees gradually get darker towards the right hand side. I really like it. There's a few shots here. It is my sister's birthday this month, and she came back up from Cardiff for a few days, and we just had a little bit of a afternoon tea party for her. Obviously Griff was here. He was very disappointed he didn't get any cake. Not for lack of trying, but most of it had chocolate in it, so we didn't really want to risk losing him. These were all shot on the X100V, I believe edited in Classic Chrome, and I'm very happy with them. And these images, they really kind of demonstrate what I wanted out of this photo challenge. I'm documenting more stuff like this with my family. These aren't images that are just sitting on a memory card somewhere. I'm actually going through editing and sharing them. So I'm very happy with these images. And I've been doing a lot of work this month, which still sounds weird to me. I've been busier in the last month than I have been in the whole of 2020. It's been fantastic. I've been meeting a load of people and getting some really nice shots, I think. Most of them have been both video and photo work, but I've just been sharing the photos on Instagram. A lot of them have been for local food suppliers and producers, that sort of thing. And having been a chef myself in the past life for a good 10 years, it's exactly the sort of thing that I love shooting. And last weekend, I finally shot a wedding. It's my first wedding since October. Very last minute, I had a phone call the day before asking if I was able to do it. Obviously, I said yes, and I'm very glad I did. It was a bit of a strange one for me. It was in a care home, Amelia, the bride, she worked at the care home, and I thought it was a fantastic idea of hers. She held the wedding at the care home so that all the residents could take part. Over the last year, especially for that elderly bracket and people in care homes especially, they've not been able to see relatives. They've not been able to go out and do anything really. So holding the wedding in the grounds at the care home, it was fantastic for everyone. I could clearly see all the residents were loving it, and it's really lovely to shoot as well. So these were just a few preview images that I posted to them the next day, and as far as I can tell, they're dead happy with them. And this final shot, the last photo of the month, I love this as well. As much as anything, it's just a bit of a unusual perspective for me. It's not very often that I'm up on the roof, but in the last week we finally got the Starlink dish up on the roof of the garage, and while I was up there I took my camera up, snapped a couple of shots. So this one is looking through between the roof arches of the house over to the field next door where they've got dairy cows, and then across to the Clywidgeon range. So yeah, I absolutely love it. So there we go, those are my favourite images of this month. Do let me know which ones you liked, if any, down in the comments below. I'm still continuing with this challenge. I'm still posting every single day, so if you don't already, please do go ahead and follow me on Instagram. So up here at Phantom Media. I'll still be doing these videos every month, going through and showing all the images from that month, so please do click subscribe if you'd like to see those. But otherwise, that's it from me. I've got a wedding to edit, so I'm going to be trying to edit this as quickly as possible. So for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.